Hello, Joe Dolls. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining. Please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell as I'm posting valuable new content on a weekly basis. All right, Joe Dolls. So today I wanted to provide an update on the possibility of a second stimulus check. And I also wanted to provide you guys an update on the federal $600 a week unemployment benefits. All right, guys. So in March, Congress passed the CARES Act, which paid $1,200 per person in stimulus payments for those earning less than $100,000 per year, and expanded unemployment benefits dramatically to help households who have been negatively impacted by the virus. Now, since the passage of the CARES Act, more than 45 million people have applied for unemployment insurance, and the U.S. economy has officially dipped into a recession. Now, many households have already spent their stimulus checks on basic living expenses and other items. And economists worry that when the enhanced unemployment benefits end at the end of July, millions of people, millions of Americans will face an income cliff, which is going to make our current economic conditions worse off. Now, guys, the Democratic-controlled House passed the HEROES Act in May, which included a second round of stimulus checks worth up to $6,000 per family for up to 5 people. More people living in the United States, including adult dependents and immigrants with taxpayer identification numbers, would be eligible to receive a check for the very first time. Additionally, Joe Dolls, the HEROES Act would expand unemployment insurance, including the extra $600 per week in federal benefits through the start of 2021. However, guys, so far the HEROES Act is stalled in the United States Senate, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called the bill, and I quote, an unserious product from an unserious majority. Additionally, guys, a large group of Republicans are now in favor of what they call a back-to-work bonus, rather than another stimulus check or expanding unemployment, which they say disincentivizes people from returning to work. Now, the back-to-work bonuses would provide extra payments to people who return to work. Now, what that exactly would look like on a federal level is not clear, but there have been a few different proposals. Okay, so under Senator Rob Portman's plan, people returning to work would receive an extra $450 a week through July 31st. A separate proposal from Senator Kevin Brady of Texas would continue giving workers who accept a job 2 weeks worth of the $600 enhanced benefit, also through July 31st. Now, so far, guys, neither proposal has been taken up. Those July 31st deadlines are an issue, guys, because economists expect millions of people to be unemployed through the end of 2020 through 2021. Now, members of the Trump administration say some type of back-to-work bonus is more likely than another stimulus check or the extension of enhanced unemployment benefits. White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow told CNN earlier this month that the extra $600 in unemployment benefits was effectively paying people not to work, and that instead there will be some sort of return to work benefit. He did not provide specifics. Also, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin also said this past week that another stimulus package would be focused on bringing people back to work, back to jobs, and not necessarily another stimulus check. It's frustrating, Joe Dolls, because I don't think that those in charge fully grasp the magnitude of our current situation. I mean, these politicians make it seem like it's just so easy for the majority of people just to go back to work. This way of thinking is completely ignorant of the fact that a lot of jobs are just not coming back. They're not coming back. Lots of businesses have been permanently devastated by this shutdown, and they're not going to recover. Also, we are now seeing spikes in virus cases, meaning some states may have to shut down again. Also, even with some businesses such as restaurants and movie theaters that are open, they're only open at 30 to 50% capacity, meaning a lot of these businesses will have minimal staffing and or reduced working hours, so everyone's not going to go back to work full time. We cannot treat this situation like it's just a light switch that can be flipped on and off. We are talking about people's livelihood and well-being, and it needs to be taken seriously. All right, Joe Dolls, now as far as unemployment benefits, here's where we stand. So for the tens of millions of Americans receiving unemployment benefits, the extra $600 boost will run out sooner than expected. The $600 weekly payment from the federal pandemic unemployment compensation program were put in place as part of the $2.2 trillion CARES Act Congress passed in late March. Now, those Americans who are eligible for unemployment insurance receive an extra $600 on top of what they normally claim under their state's benefits. However, the bad news is that this boost is scheduled to end on or before July 31st, 2020. Now, this is the issue, Joe, is that July 31st falls on a Friday this year. Now, this is a problem because states typically pay out unemployment benefits on a weekly cycle that ends on a Saturday or Sunday. And because of the wording of the CARES Act, the way that it's phrased, that means the states will end the $600 extra payments on July 25th or on July 26th, rather than on the very last day of July, depending on how the state's weekly calendar is set up. So what this calendar issue means, guys, is that people will lose one extra week of the $600 unemployment benefit if no additional legislation is passed to extend it. With this in mind, guys, I would recommend and encourage everyone to plan ahead, plan accordingly. In terms of unemployment numbers, there's roughly 33 million Americans who are still receiving unemployment benefits or waiting to be approved, according to the Department of Labor. Now, once the extra $600 payments end, unemployed Americans will be left with whatever unemployment compensation that your state allows for or typically pays out. And this amount varies dramatically by state. Last year, the Department of Labor reported that the unemployment benefits replaced about 45% of workers' pay nationally. That's the national average. So that's a 55% reduction in pay. That's a huge cut, guys. I would really like to think that our government leaders understand that you just can't drop $600 a week from 30 million people and have nothing happen with all that's going on right now within our economy. If this is the case, and I really hope it is, Congress will have to act fast since the Senate is not scheduled to return from its recess until July 17. Congress and the White House need to study economics more because it's not just those who are unemployed that are going to be affected. What I mean by that, Joe, is that when 30 million people are no longer receiving the extra $600 weekly benefit, that's going to have what we call a multiplier effect on the entire economy. Matter of fact, in a recent testimony from economist Jason Furman, he estimated that the extra $600 weekly unemployment benefit will boost gross domestic product by 2.8% and support more than 3 million jobs. That's huge, guys. That money is going to be spent and injected back into our economy to support jobs. Economist Jason Furman also stated that letting this extra $600 in unemployment insurance benefit expire at the end of July would by itself cause more job losses than was seen in either of the recessions in the early 1990s or early 2000s. Again, Joe, I'm just really frustrated by this wait and see approach that our government seems to be doing at the moment. Bottom line, guys, is that more needs to be done and the government needs to move swiftly.
To recover from this pandemic, we have to do more than overcome a virus. We have to repair the broken places in our societies and economies too.
So there you have it, Joe, your second stimulus check package update, as well as an update on unemployment benefits. So what are you guys' thoughts about where we stand at the moment? Please leave your feedback in the comments section. Also, if you found value in the video, please hit that like button. It helps me out so much. Share this video on your social media platform and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content updates I'm posting on a weekly basis. Thank you for watching, and until next time.